Show on the Westwood One Radio Network. Border to border, water to water. We got Elena Maria Lopez. She's an immigration fraud whistleblower and citizen advocate. You're not a community organizer too, are you?
Hey, I should just take that on, that role. Superhuman.
We were talking about some of this immigration fraud in the break, and I said, no, stop it. We got to save this for the radio. But we're letting the good stuff come out right here. Some of this you were telling me in the break, Elena, is just unbelievable about how people get into the country by using fraud, but they get in and they use fraud once they're here to stay. Explain some of this.
I know, I wish I could have had pictures of your face as I was telling you.
Do what?
Well, it happens that people make false allegations, and it sounds ridiculous, but people make false allegations for a lot of reasons. They might have incentives, like, do you know about the Brian Banks story, where he was convicted of rape for false allegations because his accuser just wanted the $5 million settlement from her school district, and the Nikki Yavino case where she was trying to get in good with her new boyfriend, so she claimed false allegation. Well, the latest trend is you make false allegations and you can get a fast-track green card. You can bypass background checks and hide criminal activity.
So explain this to our listeners. Are these people who came in illegally or they came legally?
It doesn't matter.
Either way.
It's a perfect way to fix an illegal immigration status because it gives you a waiver. It puts you on a special fast-track status. Or you can come in legally and just kind of jump to the front of the line and shorten the process. Or if you come in legally and you think you're about to be caught for, lying on your paperwork or doing anything like that, perfect way to do it. Claim somebody attacked you or beat you, or claim you're a crime victim.
And what was astounding to me, you say that some people end up marrying somebody here, and then a couple of days later, a few weeks later, they say, oh, they're abusing me.
Right.
And then they fast track those folks.
Right, and it can be emotional or physical abuse. And here's the kicker. No evidence, interviews, or investigations are required.
Well, this is in the hashtag Me Too era. I know there are a lot of people who have been harassed, but then there are a lot of people who are jumping on this train who haven't, and you're saying these are some of these people.
Right, and I'm not belittling the Me Too movement, not at all. What we're saying is that you need to start investigating and figuring out what are the legitimate cases and what are not. The organization SAVE has done a survey showing that 1 in 10 abuse allegations are false, and people have a lot of incentives, and people know about the traditional incentives like a custody battle or divorce. And, I pointed out the Brian Banks story. They were looking for a killer divorce, a killer settlement from a school district, But what people don't know is one of the biggest incentives is a fast-track green card, no questions asked.
And so this, is this in law? Is this somebody has interpreted this way, that if you can come up with some convoluted claim that you get fast-tracked?
Well, that's the disturbing part. It is part of the law. It's part of the Violence Against Women Act, which is basically, there's a lot of immigration language in there. It's basically cloaked as, I feel it's national security. The White House and the FBI have actually agreed with me that is a national security issue, and that this law, the Violence Against Women Act, which is supposed to be voted on again to get reauthorized at the end of September, it's not a crime victim bill. It's actually an immigration bill cloaked in crime victim language.
Now, you seem very passionate about this. Why are you involved? You got a personal stake in this?
I do. What happened is I had somebody use me for a green card, and then he tried to kill me as soon as we met our 2-year marriage requirement. And why is there a 2-year marriage requirement? Because the fraud rate was like 1/3 of green card marriages were fraudulent.
Wow.
So he tried to kill me once he got his green card.
How'd you meet this guy?
I met him through a friend in college. I thought he was vetted. I thought he was a nice guy, a stand-up guy, and I found out as I was divorcing him, I actually sponsored a criminal into the country.
Where is he from?
He's from the Netherlands. He's a white guy from the Netherlands.
Wow.
I'm the Latina.
Yeah.
So, want to talk about racial issues, man. And I couldn't even get the immigration service to take it seriously.
So he was here legally, but he wanted to be permanently legal, right?
Right. I sponsored him into the country through marriage. So that's how I got involved, because I couldn't believe that somebody would try and kill you. Should have never been allowed in the country in the first place due to extensive criminal activities, had lied on their visa to get here, had lied on their green card application. You know, like there were so many levels of the fraud, and that he was still allowed to stay here. And I found out that my case wasn't so rare. And that's why I ended up becoming a whistleblower and organizing cases. I started collecting cases around the country.
How did he try to kill you?
Well, he tried to strangle me when I wouldn't sign off on his final immigration papers, and he came at me with a firearm. And he said if I ever report him to the immigration service, he will kill me.
So what happened with this guy?
He's living in my old house outside.
He's still here?
Oh yeah, he's on his path to citizenship. He might already be a U.S. citizen. I'm in hiding with help from the state of New Jersey.
They never charged you with anything?
I could not even get police to investigate whether he tried to kill me or committed fraud. I couldn't get the immigration service to investigate. I hired a retired FBI agent during my divorce. We clearly documented criminal activities both here and in the Netherlands, and still they would not open a case. That's where it's part of law. They were not allowed, the immigration service is not allowed to include any of that evidence within their immigration assessment. So he's home free.
Now, I was just in the Netherlands not that long ago. It's a great place. Why would why come here? Why do you want to come to America? I can understand the third world countries, but why this guy?
Well, he wanted to make more money, which you can do in the States, and it turned out he had basically burned a lot of bridges.
So he had to get out.
Yeah, embezzlement, a lot of other criminal activities. He burned a lot of bridges in the Netherlands, so he was like, oh, let me start over.
Well, if you're able to find this, it looks like the authorities would be able to find this too and say that we don't want this guy as a citizen.
Oh, I would have thought so too. I mean, the U.S. Senate had me testify about my case, which was thoroughly vetted because they have access to immigration files to, they actually investigated. The Immigration Service did not investigate. So, but that's what got me involved.
Well, does it matter one agency not talking to the other or what?
Yeah, it absolutely is. And the fact that the Department of Homeland Security, is not bothering to enforce legal immigration. So, but, one of the things I really want, that's how I got involved. But one of the first things, once I started collecting cases, that's how I started coming across the false allegations in terms of what was the latest trend.
And there's no telling, you say 10%, but I mean, there's no telling what it really is as far as fraudulent.
No, I mean, because a lot of these things are hard to document, but Save Services has done, they have done research. You can check it out on saveservices.org, and they are doing false allegations awareness month, but they've
But
done
yours
their
would,
best.
yours would not be down as a false allegation. I mean, yours would be a false allegation, but his would. I mean, they would believe him, is what I'm saying. So yours wouldn't even count, and it happened to you.
Yeah, but you know what? It goes back to the same thing. It doesn't matter who the real victim is. It's like the big picture is to start investigating. Is what people are asking for is due process. Don't just accept his word that of course he didn't do anything, and don't accept
your
my
word.
word.
Right.
And I've never asked anybody to accept my word. Do your job and actually investigate. So that's where a lot of advocates are coming from. So they're like saying, just give us due process. Whether you're the U.S. citizen, whether you're the foreign national, due process.
All right, Elena Maria Lopez, a website where you want to send people they can learn more about this?
Well, the easiest thing is to go to immigrationfraud.com, and it can link you to my case and the overall problem. And in terms of the surveys for domestic or false allegations, you can go to saveservices.org. They've done a lot of research, and they're trying to change the laws as well.
So if there are people out there that are in the same boat as you, perhaps you can help them, maybe?
Correct.
Okay, I hope so. Well, that's an incredible story.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Well, my pleasure.
And I wish I didn't have to tell it, actually.
Well, yeah, no kidding. You would rather not be here telling it.
Exactly.
So you got to hide from this guy.
Yes, I'm still in hiding. I'm still in
Well,
hiding.
he's not listening to the radio because we're on in Philly, so,
Well, my only choice right now is to speak up and to try and change the system.
Yeah, well.